So recently I've gotten into the craze of making my own clothes and turning old t-shirts into new, nice, cute little shirts and dresses. Well, recently I made a pair of sweatpants into a dress, and a friend of mine has been asking me to make a video to show her how I did it. Well, here it is. The materials that you need to turn your sweatpants into a dress is a pair of sweatpants that are too big for you. I decided to get these red Houston Cougar ones. They are a size 2XL. You'll need scissors, some chalk, some pins, and you'll need a sewing machine. So let's get started. Okay, so first you need to start by folding your sweatpants in half and laying it down where you could cut. This right here, this side of the sweatpants is the front. This was the back of the sweatpants. And this is the side pocket. You need to start cutting through both legs above your picture and make sure to leave some room for sewing allowance. Okay? And you can see here, I started cutting through both of the legs. I'm just going to finish cutting. Okay. Set aside the top half of the sweatpants for later. Now, your end result is two legs. Like this. This one, where it says Houston Cougars, is going to be the front of the dress, and this side is going to be the back of the dress. Okay, what you need to do next is flip over both sides so you can see the inside seam of your sweatpants. You can see it right there. And just start cutting up through one layer all the way up and down the seam on both of the legs to open it up. Okay, let's start. Okay, here's the one of the legs cut open. You need to lay it so that the inside of the pants is laying down. You need to take the front panel, the one with the decoration on it, like this one. You need to face that inside. So that means that the right sides of the dress are together. Even them up. Lay them out. Then you need to pin all the sides of the sweatpants. This side of the sweatpants, and then this side of the sweatpants together. After you pin up the sides of the fabric, you need to draw the bottom half of your body starting underneath your chest, since this will be an empire waisted dress. You just draw so your stomach area, then your hips, and I just drew a line straight down. And then from here you could cut off all this excess fabric, leaving about an inch or two of seam allowance. But what I like to do is leave all this fabric here, sew it up, try on, and make sure it fits. Otherwise, if it's too small, I could just undo this seam that I just sewed and then bring it more out and sew it. Because if I cut this all off and it's too small, can't do anything about it. Okay, so next step is just sewing on this chalked line. Okay, so now you just sew onto this line, and I ran out of red thread, so I'll be using blue ones. I'm just doing a straight stitch. That way, if I need to undo the thread, it'll be very simple. So you just do this all the way down to the end of your fabric. Okay. Once you have sewn up the sides of your dress, you can see my seam right here, you have tried it on and you decided it fits well Now remember, because these are sweatpants material, you still want it to be loose, you still want it to be comfortable. Okay, and so now you just cut off the excess fabric. After cutting all the extra fabric, your bottom half of your dress should look something like this. Okay, after that, you need to take the top half of your sweatpants and cut the seam in the middle. And then you need to take this and measure it and see how big it needs to be. This part should just cover your chest area. Okay, and then after that, just cut where you need to, but remember to leave a seam allowance. Try to make this cut straight across. Okay, once you cut off the ends, as you can see, I left my pockets intact, but you just cut those out if you want. Okay, so after you do that, you take your skirt, open up the top, and insert your top of your dress inside. So you want the right sides of your outfit together. Okay, then you just pin the two pieces together and then just sew along the edge. Okay, as you can see, I pinned all the edges, and since my top is bigger than my skirt, I decided to just fold pleats into them and pin them in. When you do the pinning, it's best to start by pinning the side seams together. So basically, with the side seam of the skirt connected to the pocket at the top. So you can see here, pocket, seam, and then you pin the middle of one side together, the middle of the other side together, and then you just pleat in between each thing from each point. So then that way your top is centered in your skirt. Okay, next we're just gonna sew along the seam. Remember to try to leave like an inch from the edge from your seam. Okay, let's get started. Okay, as you can see, the foot's down right here. I like to start at the seam of one side of all my stuff when I sew. And then I decided to do, you can see it, it's the running the triangle stitches. Okay, well, let's get started. As you can see, sewed it all the way around in the zigzag stitch. Okay, now I just need to take all the pins out. Usually I leave the pins in while I'm sewing, just so that I make sure that I leave a seam allowance. Because in other times, I accidentally get holes in my outfits because I sew too close to the edge. Okay, next, you're going to flip this right side out. There you go. That's the dress. Now what you could do for this dress is wear it just like this, or get a ribbon, put it right here. Try to stay in the colors. So for me, I could choose like a black or a white. Put a ribbon right here and just tie a tiny bow right here.